What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome back to another episode of NBA Talk. And in this episode, I want to talk about the NBA. Now, we all love the NBA. We love the sport of basketball. We love the competitiveness of the NBA. We love games, like NBA games. We love watching it, talking about it. We love doing all that. But as fans, there's some things that are happening in the NBA right now that really just piss us off as fans. And personally, in my opinion, these things, affect the overall brand and overall look of the product. We want basketball to be one of the best sports, but there's a few, annoying things that really make it not the best sport in the world right now. So, in this video, I want to go over that. In this video, I want to go over my current problems with the NBA and why I think the NBA sucks right now. It's a harsh thing to say, but you'll see by the end of this video what I mean. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, what do I mean by the NBA sucks right now? Well, it's quite simple actually. The NBA is in a period where they have problems. They do have a lot of great things about them. They have a lot of things that other sports leagues just aren't doing. But there's a lot of problems that really just, really annoy fans and turn them away from basketball as a whole. And that's what I want to get into right now. So my first problem with the NBA right now is the fact that the NBA season is just way too long. Now, I know this is something that I shouldn't be talking about as a fan because, more basketball, more things for me to watch. But as a fan, the main and most exciting part, of the season that we want to see are the playoffs. Let's be honest. The most exciting basketball, the best basketball happens in the playoffs. So my question to the NBA is, why make fans endure 82 games per team every season? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. 82 games of a regular season plus a playoff run. That's a lot of basketball to watch. It's a lot. Now, I get why the NBA does this. I mean, they want extra revenue because every time they have an NBA game, they make ad revenue, ticket sales, merchandise sales. They make all that money. But in my opinion, I feel that, sure, if the NBA were to shorten up the season or to make it smaller, they can make that money up in the playoffs. That money is legit almost instantly doubled in the playoffs because more fans attend these games, more fans buy merchandise, more fans view the games on TV. So, yeah. So my point basically of all this, as a fan, it's boring to watch pointless regular season games that no one really cares about. And I can say this openly as, we know right now that, teams like, the Philadelphia 76ers, they're not making it to the playoffs. So what's the point of watching all their games? Like a team like the Toronto Raptors, they're going to make it to the playoffs. So what's the point of me watching every single game, all 82 games? Because I know there's no point in me watching because there's nothing going to be exciting. It's not going to mean anything. Which means that I'm wasting my time. So rather than watching basketball between, October and April, I can just start watching basketball in February to June, and I won't miss a thing. I can watch a bit of the regular season, get caught up on who's winning and who's doing well, and then be entertained in the playoffs where I'll actually be also seeing great basketball. So my solution to this is, why doesn't the NBA shorten the NBA season? And allow the playoffs to come sooner. I mean, think about it. It's a big problem. As fans, we're going to get bored. I mean, personally between you and me, I get bored by, maybe February or March watching NBA games. Because it's like, okay, you lost a game, but then there's always a next game. There's a next game. Like even today, filming this video, my team, the Toronto Raptors, lost to the Boston Celtics, which I'm still salty about. But still, I'm not going to be salty about it tomorrow, the day after, because I know the Raptors are going to have another game, another opportunity to get another win. Whereas in the playoffs, they don't have that. In the playoffs, everything matters. So why not bring that sort of competitiveness, that intensity, and bring that sooner? So that's my solution, man. I think it's a great solution. And another reason why this NBA season being so long is bad, as bad teams, as teams never perform to their potential during the regular season. Let's be honest. No team tries in the regular season if they're a consistent playoff team. I don't see the Cavs and Warriors actually playing at this level in the playoffs. Especially LeBron James. LeBron James will never allow his team to play this bad in the playoffs. They are going to legit turn it up a notch and crank it up in the playoffs. So, it doesn't matter. These regular season games don't matter for those teams. So it doesn't. So as fans, like, you're watching a pointless game with the team itself is not even trying. And they know it's a waste of time. It's a waste of everybody's time. So my solution is to reduce the NBA's regular season to around 60 or so games. I think that's a great, sort of midway point. The NBA makes their ad revenue, they make their merchandise revenue. Scheduling can be balanced, and teams and fans will not be overwhelmed with boring and pointless games. The shorter NBA season would mean every game counts. It also, like, think about it this way. 82 games, teams always say, oh, on to the next one. But if we have, let's say there's 60 games, well, now teams are a bit more panicky, saying that, we lost a game. Well, now we only have X amount of games left. We got to start picking it up so that it entices teams to start trying more. Thus, making the product more enjoyable to watch, more competitive, more interesting. I think that's a great solution for the NBA. I think it's great. And plus, it also solves another big issue in the NBA, which I'll be getting to in a little bit. But overall, I find this issue of the NBA season being way too long really frustrating, man. I really get annoyed about how long I have to wait to see playoff basketball. To see, the best basketball of the season. I have to wait so long as a fan. I think that's annoying. I think it hurts the NBA more than it helps them. But that's just me, man. And that's one of my biggest problems with the NBA right now. Now, my second problem with the NBA right now is back-to-back games. Oh my God. I don't know how much this annoys me. It annoys me a lot. Now, you guys might be thinking, well, why am I annoyed by this? I'm not a player, so back-to-back games really don't affect me that much. But it's not about me as a fan. It's about the player's energy level during the game that creates the problem. As fans, we want to see basketball, the best basketball possible. When I'm watching a game, I want to see my team going 100%. 110% actually. I don't want any sort of lapses. I don't want any sort of excuses saying that, they're tired and stuff. Because that's not fair to us. That's not fair to them either. Because now they're forced to play handicapped at less than 100%. Fans don't enjoy these games. So it's like, it's not fun to watch. It's not enjoyable to see. And a perfect example of this is that, is the Raptors against the Golden State Warriors. It happened in December, and the Raptors played the Golden State Warriors. It was like a very competitive game. Back and forth. The Golden State Warriors had a 40-point lead at one point. The Raptors had to climb back up and make this a competitive game. Lost by, I believe, 10 or so points. But it took a lot of energy for them. It took a lot. They were exhausted. Then the next night, they had to travel to Arizona to play Phoenix. And against the Suns, they were so bad. They were legit so bad. Because they were tired. They were exhausted. They couldn't even, buy a bucket. And they lost. They were embarrassed by the Phoenix Suns. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I did not watch that Golden State Warriors game. I was at work. So I wasn't able to see that Warriors game. Now, the fan, if I'm tuning into the Suns game, which I did tune into that Suns game, I did watch that Suns game, I was completely disgusted. I was disgusted at the level of effort that my team played at, because it doesn't make any sense as a fan. As a fan, you feel just slapped in the face saying that, the team's tired. Well, the team's tired, then give them the rest. Why are you making them play this game if they're not going to be at 100%? It's not fair for them, it's not fair to us. So overall, this is frustrating as a fan because we want to see our teams play at their best and win games based on their skill, not because of their energy levels. And therefore, I feel the solution to this problem would be to eliminate back-to-back games entirely from the NBA schedule. I think they don't help anybody here. They don't help the teams, at all, and it doesn't help the fans. And this connects back to what I mentioned about the shorter NBA schedule, the shorter NBA season, because now the season's so long, and there's so many amount of games in a span of, let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 7 months. You're putting 82 games in 7 months. That doesn't make any. That's way too much for players to play. So if you reduce the amount of games that the players have to play, you ultimately get rid of the back-to-backs entirely. At 60 games, you can spread out the schedule more, so now teams can have days of rest between every game and not have to be overexerted and not be forced to play handicapped. So overall, I feel that this is a terrible problem in the NBA right now, and it's completely ruining the product. It's bad for the athletes, it's bad for the teams, it's bad for the fans, it's bad for everybody. So I feel that the best solution right now is to eliminate this entirely, as you are not only hurting, you're hurting everybody, man. You're hurting everybody involved, which is a major issue, man. So overall, this is probably one of my biggest issues in the NBA right now, and I really hate it, and I hope the NBA addresses this issue very soon. My third not a complaint, but my third problem with the NBA right now is the fact that NBA games are way too long. The games in general. And I'm talking about this from a fan's perspective. Now, I know a lot of you are questioning me again on this, but hear me out. So let's say you watch a ball game, Let's say you start at 7 p.m., you sit down, get something to drink, something to eat, sitting down with the family. It's like 7 p.m. In real time, what should be a 48-minute game, which means you'd be sitting there for probably about an hour or so, which is reasonable for a television program. But then ultimately, by the end of the game, you realize that you've been sitting there for almost 2.5 hours just to watch a 48-minute basketball game. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how long these games go, especially when you're watching as a fan. It's like, holy shit, bro. Like, as much as we love watching basketball, we got other things to do in our lives. We want to do things. Like, for example, I'm a student. Let's say there's a basketball game and then I want to I have to study for a test too. So as a fan of basketball, I want to watch the basketball game, but I have to also study for my test. So if the game was shorter, I'd be able to watch the ball game and then study for my test all on the same night without having to compromise anything. Whereas right now, I can't do that because the NBA game would take so long, consume a lot of my time that I won't have any more time to study. So it's absolutely ridiculous, and I blame this completely on the commercials that happen, because they happen they're way too long, and they happen way too frequently. Like every time there's a timeout, there's a commercial break. Every quarter break, there's a commercial break. At halftime, there's like half an hour's worth of commercials. This is a problem for fans. It's a big problem. We all have lives to attend to, and we don't have time to spend 2 to 3 hours on watching a basketball game. Especially when you want to especially it's a problem when you want to watch multiple games. Like, let's say I want to watch the Raptor game, then I want to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder game, and maybe if I'm really up to it, I want to watch another game. I can't do that right now because then I'd have to stay from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the Raptor game, then 10 p.m. to 1, maybe potentially 12 a.m. for the Thunder game, and then another couple hours for the other game. That's a long time watching basketball. And quite honestly, I don't have that time. It's really annoying. And another problem that connects to this is replay reviews and timeouts. Like, replay reviews are probably one of the most annoying things that happen during basketball games. Why? Because they take so long. It takes so long for an official to go pick up a headset, look at the monitor, and judge the play, because obviously they're trying to get the most fair call. And now I get the reason behind it. I get why you would do a replay review, to make things fair, to keep things competitive. But why are the refs doing it in game? Shouldn't there be people in Secaucus, New Jersey doing that? Watching these monitors, making sure a call is called correctly. Like, I don't understand that. And then on top of that, let's say there's under a couple minutes left. Like, all you see is teams calling timeout after timeout after timeout after timeout. And we know what TV producers do during timeouts. Cut the commercial. Like, so many timeouts that it's like the game just stops. It's like there's no flow. It's so annoying to watch as a game. And this seriously extends the game a lot. And it really annoys everybody who just want to know what happens. We just want to finish the game off. We don't want all these stupid replay reviews. We don't want these back-to-back-to-back timeouts. It's really annoying. So this is one of the biggest problems in the NBA right now, man. And my solution to this is seriously reduce ads during the NBA games. Like, seriously. Can there not be an ad for a commercial break after every timeout? After every big play? Like, seriously. And another thing is reduce the amount of timeouts called. Honestly, man. Like, take the ads that you do between quarter breaks and put them in the halftime break. At least for half an hour. I can do half an hour of commercial breaks. If it's a halftime break and I know nobody's playing and I know nothing's important. Like, I'm not going to be so sad, because then I can go take a washroom break, get some food, and then come back and we'll continue the game. But don't put the ads between the game. Why can't you put it in one time slot so that you can put all your ads at one moment? Like, it makes more sense to me. We're not wasting time every 5 minutes during the game having a commercial. It's makes a lot more sense. Second thing that I want a solution for the league to do is to have the replay center monitor these calls and have the officials wear a headset, so that, let's say there's a call right there, a controversial call, all right? All they would have to do, all the officials have to do is, use the microphone and say, what's the call on this? Give me the correct call. The guy that's the call in New Jersey, look at the play, say, okay, it's out of bounds. This team's ball. Okay? They tell the official, and the official announces it. There, done. Saves so much more time. The officials don't have to do all that work. The guys who are actually behind the monitors can do that work. It saves a lot more time, And also, please reduce the amount of timeouts a team can call within the last 5 minutes of the game. Because seriously, can we only have a team call maybe 1 to 2 timeouts during the end of the game? Within the last 5 minutes of the game, you can only call 2 timeouts. That should be another thing the NBA should do. Because seriously, as much as teams want to get the best statistical advantage, it's not going to help you taking timeouts. Timeouts don't really do much for you, because it's all it is a coach saying, okay, you do this, do this, do this. It's not going to mean anything if the players don't go out there and execute that play. So it's better off if the team actually has little timeouts, so that it will force the players to play harder. Knowing that, look, they're not going to have any time for the coach to draw up any new play. They have to go and they have to execute. I think that would be a better thing, and it will help the game go a lot smoother. But overall, man, I find this really, really annoying, as a fan when I'm watching a basketball game. And I really hope the NBA fixes it, because I want this fixed so bad. I want to legit be able to sit down at 7 p.m., watch a basketball game, be done by 8:30. That's what I want. Is that so much to ask for? I don't think so. But overall, it's a bad thing for the NBA, and it's one of my biggest problems with the league right now. The next thing that I want to talk about, as far as my problem with the NBA, is flopping. Now, one of the ugliest things you find during a basketball game is when two teams are locked in a competitive game. It's very competitive, back and forth, punching, haymakers. It's very competitive. But some players, some stupid idiot player, decides to take matters in their own hands and try to gain some extra calls from the ref by overselling contact. They get touched like this, and flying to the other side of the arena. This flopping is absolutely ridiculous and is terrible for the NBA. As this has decided so many NBA games in the past, so many critical moments were decided on a key flop that a player did just to oversell a call and get an advantage over a team. It happens so many times that we don't even notice it anymore. It's wrong and it's unfair to the other teams, man. And this problem occurs more than we think. It happens so much now that it's sort of like a regular everyday thing. Every team does it now. It's like a thing where every team flops from time to time in order to gain extra advantage over their opponent. It's now something that's built into the game. Where now, if a team wants a call, a coach will even say, well, flop. Like, it's that bad. However, I feel that this is bad for the NBA. I feel that it's bad for the league as it removes the fairness aspect of the league. It removes the fairness of basketball games, and it also is an eyesore to look at. I hate seeing flopping on the court. When I see a player flop, I'm like, seriously, bro? You're gonna flop? You're gonna try to do that instead of playing harder and trying to make your shots and defend harder instead of playing the game properly? And yes, I could sound old school because I am. I'm of the old school moniker. I love watching proper basketball being played. I hate seeing this new style of guys pulling up from 30 feet. And just trying to pull up and go ISO ball. I hate that. When did we move away from the days of Magic Johnson and the days of the Spurs big three, where it was just built on the most simple premises: move the ball, get the best quality shot, and then play hard defense. I don't know, man. Maybe just me. But overall, man, it's just an eyesore to look at. It's terrible for the NBA. It's a big problem that's happening right now, and it's removing the competitive aspect of the league, which is so important in professional sports. Being competitive is important as a public image. As when other people are looking at the sport, they're saying that, well, look at this team, they're cheating to win. How is that fair? Why should I look at something when it's cheating? It's wrong. You don't see anything like that in other sports. Except the NBA. The NBA does that because it's bending the rules. There's no rule that says a team can't do that. So, therefore, my solution to this problem my solution to this problem, add a technical foul anytime a player flops. As there needs to be a consequence for this. This is not something that, it's a harmless act. It's not a harmless act. It's an act that has costed so many teams in the past and will continuously be doing that in the future. If the NBA really doesn't enforce this rule and saying that, look, you're going to play the game properly. You're not going to oversell contact and try to be a wuss. I think it makes sense. A technical foul so that even if the guy flops and let's say the other team scores, it still allows the team who was affected by that flop to have a chance to hit a free throw and gain possession. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a better move. It helps to keep guys in check, and it makes the game more competitive, and it works. It will make things better. Overall, as a fan, I hate seeing this happen. And I'm hoping the NBA will address this, as this problem is increasing game by game. So it's important the NBA really, puts their foot down on this right now. My next problem with the NBA right now is fans voting for the NBA All-Star Game. And this is something that just happened. And I know it sounds weird the way I'm saying it. Fans voting for the NBA All-Star Game. It's weird. And I know I'll get hate for this, but I really hate fans having this opportunity to vote. As some fans just don't know what the hell they're saying and what the hell they're doing with, what they're voting. I don't know what it is. In my opinion, I feel the NBA All-Star Game should be earned by the players who have been the best, playing the best basketball so far during the regular season. I think it should be a reward for a player, saying that, look, if you play well, if you play your hearts out, and if you showcase your skill there, showcase that you're one of the best players in the league, then yes, your reward will be you'll be playing in this prestigious game. You'll be representing your conference in that game. I think that's the best thing. But by giving fans the right to vote, they don't look at that. Fans today don't look at who is actually deserving of that spot. They look at who's the most popular. They look at who's their favorite player. And sometimes those players don't deserve these honors. A perfect example of this is what happened right now. The NBA All-Star votes just came in. What happened? We had Steph Curry, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook fighting for the 2 guard spots. James Harden was a lock to begin with. He won the popularity vote, and he also won the deserving vote. He was deserving, and he was also popular. So he had the advantage that he had both. Now we had 2 guys in Steph Curry and Russell Westbrook. Now see, Russell Westbrook's averaging a triple-double this season with 30 points. He's leading an Oklahoma City Thunder squad to a playoff push on his own. Steph Curry, he's had a down year statistically. He's averaging maybe 24 points a game. Isn't shooting the best from 3. He's not one of the best players on his team anymore. It's like, okay, so which one is better out of these 2? Which one deserves an All-Star game? If you think like me, you'd say Russell Westbrook as well. Because Russell Westbrook is truly proven that he deserves an All-Star start. But see, because of the popularity vote, because the fans voted Steph Curry, because they like him better than Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry is starting in the All-Star game. And in my opinion, when I first found this, I'm like, what? How is that fair to Russell, who worked his ass off, who is still putting up numbers that Curry isn't putting up on a nightly basis, and Curry gets rewarded for that? Just because he's popular? It doesn't make any sense. You're taking away spots from truly players who deserve it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Same thing with Kyrie Irving. I love Kyrie Irving, but compared him to DeMar DeRozan, and Kyle Lowry and Isaiah Thomas, those 3 guys have had a better season so far and make a bigger impact on their team than Kyrie Irving. I have to admit that. Kyrie is starting the All-Star game because of the popularity vote. And it's disgusting. I really hate this. Because we as fans, during the All-Star weekend, we want to see the best basketball. We want to see the best representatives from the East and the West battle it out in one of the best games of the year. But when the vote for the players are just based on the popularity, then it completely ruins the entire concept of the game. It's like, okay, it's like a celebrity game where you have guys who you want to see on the court together. Sure, it's good to see for like 5 seconds, but then when the game actually starts, it's an eyesore. You're not seeing a competitive game. It's like, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. It's really annoying to see guys who don't deserve to be on an All-Star game to be in an All-Star game. It's really annoying. Therefore, my solution to this problem, to have some kind of performance ranking. Eliminate voting. I don't want voting anymore. I hate voting because, first of all, it's so time consuming. I don't want to vote every day for a player who I already know deserves it. Why do I have to vote for him? Why can't his play determine his spot in the All-Star game? So remove voting entirely. Put in a performance ranking system where the top 10 players from the East and the West, those are your rosters for the All-Star game. That's it. It's that simple. You know, when I go to the score and check out league leaders, see the top 20 players, those 20 players should be in the All-Star game. I shouldn't see guys who aren't on that list. Because those guys who are in the top 20 are the best 20 players in the NBA. And they deserve to go to New Orleans and be in the All-Star game. The rest of the guys don't. You know. Overall, man, I hope the NBA changes this rule. I hope they change this rule because it's really disappointing to take this honor away from the players who truly deserve it. I as a fan, feel bad for the players who don't get in, who get snubbed for no reason. You know, the guys like Damian Lillard who get snubbed. The guys like Mike Conley who get snubbed. Year after year after year. It's really, really annoying. You know, but what can we say, man? Like, this is a big problem in the NBA, and they need to fix this right now. And finally, my final problem with the NBA, probably my biggest and my number one issue with the NBA right now, super teams. I hate them. I really, really hate them. And I'm sure everybody else does too. Everybody who has a brain and logically and critically thinks about basketball would hate this. You know, I hate this so much. You know, first of all, I hate this because there's absolutely no competition in the NBA right now. Which means, besides the super teams, which in this case we have the Cavs and the Warriors, you know, no other team has a shot of winning the NBA championship. Which ruins my season as a fan because I want to, it's exciting to predict, oh, who's going to be in the NBA finals? Oh, who's going to win the championship? You know, and it's really annoying. So this basically makes the league not competitive and which means nobody has a shot of winning. You know, where teams are not even preparing for it right now. They're not even trying to be competitive right now. They're preparing them for the future as they know there's no point in investing during a time where they have no shot to compete. You know? It's like right now, we already know Golden State Cleveland in the finals. We know that. We know it already. You know, why can't there be something like the NFL? The NFL is something that I just started getting my feet wet in. I'm starting to pay attention a little bit more to the NFL. Because the reason why I love their playoff system is because every year there's always two new teams who are going to play Super Bowl. Perfect example. Last year, Super Bowl 50, we had the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. This year, those two teams didn't even make the playoffs. And now look who we have. We have the Falcons, Atlanta Falcons, and we have the New England Patriots. It's like there's a completely different team. It's something fresh, something new. It gives every team an equal opportunity to compete, which makes the league competitive, which makes the league fun to watch, which makes the league fun to be around. You know, and which brings me to my second point, why I hate super teams. It takes the fun out of the NBA season, where we already know who's going to win. We know who's going to win. We know who's going to win the championship. We know who's going to make it to the NBA Finals. So there's no suspense. There's no point in me watching an NBA game. When I'm watching, you know, the Cavs vs Warriors, you know, well, actually, no, the Cavs vs Raptors, let's say in an Eastern Conference Finals matchup, I hope. After this month, I really don't know anymore about what the Raptors are doing. But we'll get to that in like another video or something, man. Like, because I need to really air my grievances out of what I've seen this past month. But besides that, the Cavs and the Raptors make it to the Eastern Conference Final. Everybody automatically writes off the Raptors, saying that, no, LeBron's winning. Why? Because LeBron has a better team. He has a superior team than everybody. Nobody has a shot. And it's really annoying as a fan, man. It's so annoying. And finally, the final reason why I hate this, it's bad for free agents who want to win a championship. You know, whoever wants to win a championship will go to a super team. They're not going to go anywhere else. So if you're a free agent and you're saying, well, I want to win a championship, I'm like, 34, 33 years old. I'm not getting any younger. I need to win a championship. So where would I go? Oh, I'm going to go, oh, hey, LeBron, yo, can you help me win a championship? LeBron's like, sure, come join my team. Same thing. This happened with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant wanted to win a championship. Where did he go? Golden State, who was already a super team, and now look what happened. Golden State is an even bigger super team. So it's basically, it just makes all the super teams better and everybody else suffers. You know how annoying that is as a fan? If I'm a fan of the Raptors, We were hoping we'd get Kevin Durant in free agency. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind having Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, and Kevin Durant on my team. I wouldn't mind that at all. Kevin Durant loves the city of Toronto. He loves being here. He loves Drake. I don't know, man. It's a big problem, man. It's something that's so annoying. It's really terrible right now. I hate seeing the NBA right now. It's one of the, like, when I'm watching an NBA game right now, there's always this one thought in the back of my mind. Oh, this is a good game. It's a competitive game, like Boston versus Toronto. This is a competitive game. I would love to see this matchup in the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe. Oh wait, it's not gonna happen because LeBron James is always gonna be there. LeBron James is always gonna ruin the NBA season, and because of his super team going up against the Western Conference super team and the Golden State Warriors. I don't know, man. The only solution I can possibly come up to for this is to limit how many stars a team can have on their team. As clearly this is so bad for the product. As it's no longer interesting to viewers. We all fans, we get bored seeing the Cavs and Warriors just blow through every single team in the NBA. It's so annoying. It's so bad to watch. And as fans, it's the most frustrating thing to me right now. And I just can't stand it anymore. I really can't stand it. And if you guys agree with any of the points I say, let me know in the comment section. Or if I missed anything, let me know. Because these are the problems as fans that we can only, notify the NBA by talking about it like this. By making our voices known and saying that we're not happy. And that's all I can say. That's the only solution I can come up with, man. But this is the number one problem with the NBA right now. Super teams are the number one issue right now, and I really hope the NBA gets rid of them. Limit the amount of stars every team can have. Because we're at a point where I'm tired of super teams. I want to see competition. I want to see another team in the NBA Finals. If I see Golden State and Cleveland in the Finals for the next 5 years, you know how annoying that will be? You know how bad that will be? It may even come to a point where I'll just stop watching basketball entirely because I already say, Golden State and Cleveland in the Finals again. I don't want that. I want to see San Antonio in the Finals. I want to see the Clippers get to the Finals. I want to see the Houston Rockets get to the Finals. The Toronto Raptors, the Boston Celtics. The teams that are right there who have the potential to win a championship just can't because of these teams. I want to see that. But we'll never get to see it as long as we have the super teams around. But at the end of the day, these are the problems of the NBA right now. These are big issues that I think the NBA should fix right now and need to address to make this product, the NBA, better as a whole. Because right now, the NBA is entering a dark period where everything's just not up to what fans want. We're not getting what we want as fans. We're not getting our money's worth. And it's really sad right now. But overall, man, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave this video a like. If you guys agreed or disagreed with anything I said, let me know in the comment section down below. Because I would love to discuss with you guys what your problems are. Because these are just mine. These are just the problems that I could think of at the top of my head. So you guys may have a bunch more. So let me know in the comment section down below. And subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook. You guys know what to do, man. But, as always, guys, I'm Hani from NBA Talk. And I'll see you all in the next episode of NBA Talk.